Hey, my name is Chris, and I wanted to go over today over one concept that I've been working on for myself. I just think it's one of the most profound concepts I've ever learned. It's a mental image that's just really, to me, really just like the gateway to a lot of improvement or goals or just changing certain things in our life. The word is self-image, as you can see here. And I want to show y'all three things. I want to show y'all the self-image pendulum. I want to show y'all what self-image sabotage is. And then I also want to point out, ways that we can actually change our self-image, like actual things that we can do to change it. So just naturally, as you can see, a pendulum is just one of these little oscillating type of deals here where you always notice it has like a set point. So it has a point in the middle. And that set point can be just something that we have for ourselves. It could be, let's say, a certain neighborhood we live in. It could be a certain type of person we get into a relationship with. It could be an income level. Whatever it is that it may be, we just know that there's a set point. From that set point, it then deviates, and you then see you can get up here. And after you get up here, you'll get to a certain point where just like you will start feeling a lot of tension in your life. And what would happen is you would want to come right back to where your set point is. We really all kind of have this. Like if you take the last 5 days of our life and just average out certain things, what we eat, how we talk, what we say, how much we spend, whatever it is that it may be. It's called the self-image sabotage, just that concept. As you can see, and I'm just going to use as of right now income because it's easily measurable. It could also be, let's say, a weight that you may have. But I'm going to use income. And let's say right now, someone makes, or inside their bank account, they'll have, I don't know, $10,000. And so they'll have that $10,000. This person may go, let's say, up to 15,000. And after they get up to 15,000, they'll do what they call a self-sabotage, where it's like, oh my gosh, it's too much. I don't deserve to have that much right now. So whatever may happen, you would notice probably within the next week, 2 weeks, this number will now go back down to 10,000. And then possibly the next week, let's say, instead of it being now 10,000 what's inside their account, it'll go, let's say, now to 5,000. And then before you know it, they'll now start saying, hey, alert, 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 naturally. It's like within, that would alert you to now say, hey, it's time to make sure you get back to this 10,000, which is that set point that we have. This is vital. This also happens with something such as a type of person you're in a relationship with. Hey, yeah, I'm used to having someone who, I don't know, yells at me or someone who is from a certain area. And we may deviate a little bit. And then we'll always try naturally, like the tension gets so tough after we get past a certain point that it wants us to come right back to where it is. And then we can also go towards the negative side of it. And then we'll come right back to that middle point of it. So the big question with this as well, like, how do I change it? Like, what do I do to change? And a lot of times the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to change it from what's outside of us. And I'm very much guilty of it for a lot of different things. But we'll try to change our environments, possibly try to change what we eat, what we look at, but we haven't internally changed anything yet. So we'll still just be bumping up against the walls of the pendulum that we already have. So what we've learned, or what I've learned now from this study is there's a current reality that we're now on. We can call this A. And this is where we are now with our self-image at this point, at this set point. Until things change inside and we now go to another level, let's say our goal, and we'll classify that as B, it'll be hard for us to jump out of this paradigm or this pendulum that we have now. So what we then do is we now say, okay, inside we would write. We'll come up first with the decision. It's 4 steps. First thing is a decision. And decision will say, I'm going to permanently change. And with that decision, and we'll now notice that we'll write something down clearly of how we see ourselves. It's not faking it really, because some people will be like, hey, well, I'm not going to be me. But this is more so you're trying to be the best version of you that you can be. So you then write down that image of what you see the best person of you being, whether it be, hey, I'm going to increase my set point from 10,000 and I'm going to increase that to 50,000. And you can see yourself and imagine yourself of, okay, when I have 50,000 saved for my family and this is how I'm going to feel. This is what I'm going to do with it. This is how much more I'm going to give. And you just start going over that clear image of your new self in your mind. And then the very important part with that next is either you can voice record it, you can put that up on a mirror that you see every day, up on the fridge. You can write it on a card and laminate it. The biggest key is that you see it each day, you emotionalize it, and you read it before you sleep and when you wake up. The quicker, I guess, you want it to happen, the more you would read it during the day. At times, you can even write it more than 50 times, to be honest, whatever it really takes. And what you will notice is after you do that for some certain period of time, and you now hold that up to this high standard, your new standard, you'll now start noticing things in your life will start coming about of change. It may be a new friend who keeps their account higher. It may be a new friend who's telling you, hey, you deserve this type of person to date versus the type of people you're dating before. It could be a new person who says, hey, instead of this type of neighborhood you'd want to live in, I want to skip 2 steps and live in this type of neighborhood in the next 5 years. The hardest part at times would be holding that image in your mind long enough in order for your pendulum to now move. So the way we look at this is like a thermostat. We're going to call this 65 degrees. The environment in the 65-degree thermostat area is completely different than what it would be, let's say, if it's 75 degrees. Our goal now is, instead of us messing around and playing with this same pendulum, we completely wipe it out. So there's one quote that comes by and it says, it's hard to change by fighting an existing image. You create a new image that makes the existing model obsolete. So the goal is for us to no longer actually work with this model and go up and down, up and down. It's to completely go up to 75 degrees. This probably is one of the biggest concepts that I think I've learned from any type of growth, whether it be or goal, whether it be getting any degree, bettering my attitude when it comes to a relationship, definitely when it came to increasing my income substantially within a short period of time. Just being able to have a self-image that made myself feel worthy enough to now ask and request that, hey, the service that I provide is a certain amount, and not feel bad, guilty, or negative about that was one of the biggest life-changing things for me. The thermostat, we completely changed it from 65 degrees to 75 degrees. And now we're oscillating up here. And the thing is, after you get up here and you start oscillating, you now start noticing, oh, hey, there's just multiple levels. This thing just keeps going up and up and up.